Salve, my name is Taurus, and now, laying on my deathbed, I will recount what happened all those many years ago, that fateful day in Pompeii. It was seemingly going to be yet another day on the Forum. It was the 24th of August, and once again, all of my business had been taken away from me by that snake Caecilius. He'd taken everything from me: my business, my supposed wife, my life. When we were younger, he stole the girl away from me that I was going to have an arranged marriage with. She was very beautiful, and we were in love. He swooped in, and at the time was more successful than me, so her father gave her to him instead. My love, my Metella. When that happened, my edge left me. I was no longer interested in banking, and he took all of the business that I lost. That day, I was walking to the Forum, and on my walk there was a rumbling that would simply not stop. I had gotten there, and I had stopped to have a seat before seeing all my clients. All of a sudden, there was a loud bang unlike anything I had ever heard. The putrid smell of sulfur and ash filled my nostrils. I looked up, and a large black cloud of smoke and hot ash filled the sky. I ran for cover down the street into the baths. As the cloud went flying over my head, hot ash started raining down. I finally got into the bath and looked around and saw a few people that I knew. I had no family in town, so I had no one to worry about. I was trying to figure out which was going to be better: waiting until the storm of ash and pumice stopped, or I could go out with a couple of people in a group and make a run for it. Then again, I could just go out by myself. I figured I had a little bit of time before I had to make a decision, and I was in the mood to hit the baths, so I did, and went from the hot to cold room. After that point, there were loud pounding on the roof, as the rocks were poured onto the roof, and the ash was so thick that it filled the streets. And at that point, it was clear that it was time to decide what to do. A couple of my business acquaintances, among them my arch nemesis Caecilius and his trusty slave Grumio, had made it down to the baths because they too were in the mood for a quick bath before they left to go in a group. They said that they were going to get on Caecilius' boat in order to get out. They said they had friends in Rome. However, I had a different plan. I wasn't going to travel anywhere with Caecilius. Once we got onto the boat, I was going to change the course and sail to Greece, where my brother Flumen had his house. We decided to go out of the gate to the port of Stabii, because it was the closest to the ocean, and with the hot ash pumice following, we took off of our togas, so that we could use them as paddings for our heads when we ran out of the gate and headed southwest. We were on the beach and checked to see if we were going to be able to get out. Since the water was coming in, I told everyone that we should get into his boat and head south. We climbed into the boat, and as soon as we got off, we came to an absolute halt. The sea floor had risen, and we hit a sandbar. While the others were unbanking us, this was very clearly my chance. I carefully took off one of the oars of the quadrireme with no one looking. I swung and hit both Grumio and Caecilius, then threw them off the boat. Caecilius looked up hazily and cried, "Et tu, Taure?" Once we had unbanked, we then set sail. I cackled when we left. At this point, we had sailed past all the ash and pumice. I yelled, "Change of plans, we're headed to Greece. The water's much more favorable that way." We had smooth sailing to Greece, and I was able to stay with my brother, Flumen, until I got back on my feet. Now, when asked what happened to Caecilius, I told everybody the truth, that he and Grumio died together. I didn't tell the full story. Now, on my deathbed, you know what actually happened to Caecilius. The conspiracy theories are